So, season 3 of the Writer's Block. We had thought toward the end of season 2 that we were going to do something different for season 3. But in the last few weeks, we have changed course yet again, which is what life is about, clearly. And we have returned to Gentle Bend, which is our baby, which is the first show that Norm and I wrote in the pilot, the original pilot, in 2007 in one night over pizzas and beer.
The original reason why we wrote the story, if I recall this correctly, we got together one night to, we realized that we both like to write, and we must have been talking about life in a small town. At the time, my marriage was I think over, or pretty much over. And so there was a lot of stuff going on with me, and I think we just kind of talked a lot. Because Allison was a client of mine originally, so, we had conversations prior to writing.
And Norm and I went with that. Norm and I, up until just recently, just a couple of months ago, had completely changed the concept of Gentle Bend to the point where it was almost unrecognizable from our original. And we were moving forward with that, and we were on course with that. And about a couple of weeks ago, I got a text from Norm saying, I just can't get the original story out of my mind, and it's something we've been working on for quite some time, and I miss that. I miss those characters. I miss the story arcs. I miss everything about it. We're in this for the long haul, aren't we? Am I crazy?
I look at what we had done recently after implementing all the changes, and I realized, wow, none of that is in there. It's not our story anymore. It's not coming from us. Now it's kind of coming from somebody outside saying, well, that character would be a more interesting lead character. Okay, so we are on episode 5. This is the last episode that we actually wrote.
Oh, right, okay.
Complete episode. So right. This is it, which is very exciting because that means in the next little while, hopefully we're going to be starting to pen episode 6. Mm-hmm. Looking very forward to that.
I know you are. I think you're more excited than I am.
Well, you will be.
I hope so.
Yeah, we'll get you all excited.
Riled up.
Yeah. So sorry. So the situation that I did was not making a pass at you. It was an accident.
It happens
You're
all
sitting
the time.
cross-legged, which means
Christ.
your knee is jutting out this way, whereas mine are straight and don't interfere with your space. Okay.
So am I interfering with your space?
If I do something like that.
I'm on this side of the couch.
Yeah, I know, but I have a tendency to do this.
So we met the following week, and Norm explained to me his reasons for wanting to return to the original, which is that, when we read those original scripts, for 22 minutes, it just takes us out of our problems, and we laugh, and, we see, if I may be so bold, the brilliance that we have when we work together and what we came up with.
You take class. I go talk with Ben now.
Please, no lead. Timing not good.
Ming, remember what happened to Fong? They find him and pull arms out one at a time. They cut stomach open and inside spill out on floor. They take out his heart and squeeze till it stop beating.
Okay, Lee. It's too much. We talk soon. I promise.
I'm not even sure what that scene means. What does that scene mean?
That's the exact same thought that went through my head. What the fuck is that? I wasn't completely on side with returning to the original concept. I liked what we had done. But toward the end of that afternoon, a couple of weeks ago, I couldn't disagree. I thought you might like some fresh water for your next appointment.
Huh? What next appointment?
Rita Davis. She's outside.
Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, send her in. Oh, could you get me some water?
It's right there on the desk.
Oh, thank you for handing me. That's very considerate.
Anything for you.
Uh-huh.
You can go ahead in, dear. Pastor John is expecting you. Thanks.
Rita, please, come in. Sit down.
I appreciate you fitting me in at such an odd time.
Oh, not a problem. So what's troubling you?
Well, it's hard to explain, really. I guess I'm having a difficult time figuring out if I'm doing the right thing.
Oh, there's always gray areas in making any decision. Is there something specific?
Sort of. I mean, well, you know my daughter, Abby. She's my priority. I mean, she has to be my priority. She's my life. So everything I do for her. That's a song. I have to make sure she's fed and clothed and well taken care of, don't I? Mm-hmm. So sometimes you have to do things that you don't necessarily want to, right?
Yeah.
So if I had to do whatever I can to make sure she's got everything she needs, that's what I have to do.
Well, it sounds like you're on the right track. So, anything else?
Well, is there a limit to what I should be willing to sacrifice for my daughter?
No, absolutely not.
No, really. I mean, is there a limit? Where do you draw the line?
Look, there's no line. Look, Rita, God gave her to you because, he figured out that you'd be, the best parent for the kid. And God seldom makes mistakes.
Right. But what if I'm making a mistake?
Oh, you're not. Look, don't be silly. You obviously care a great deal for Gabby.
Abby.
Right, Abby. And we all do, but you're her mother and you need to do whatever it takes. Just keep her at the forefront of your mind, whenever you have to do something unpleasant. Whatever it takes, Rita.
Whatever it takes. Okay, thanks, Pastor John.
No problem. You have a good night. I think because, we had mapped out the stories. We'd mapped out the whole season. We knew where it was going and we knew how we wanted it to end. We never storyboarded it, but we knew where it was going to end. We knew there were going to be so many twists and hooks at the end of the first season. It was going to blow people's minds. And so that wasn't the issue, not knowing where we're going. But people were trying to tell us, well, that character's not interesting, or what's his reason for staying, or why can't he just get up and leave? And the more I thought about it, it's like, well, that's life.
Yeah, I know. You look, if you're busy,
No, I'm not busy at all.
Maybe we could chat for a bit about the car. I mean,
yeah, sure. Let me just get some pants on. I love Dwayne Earl. I gotta say. I love Dwayne Earl. I gotta play Dwayne Earl. I have to.
Well, you probably will be.
I have to.
You probably will be.
I got to.
I wouldn't mind playing Rita.
Actually, that'd be knowing what's happening to her, that'd be a great, you'd fit right in.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dwayne Earl is zipping his fly while opening the door. The dog can come in.
Thanks. That's a weird thing to say. The dog can come in.
As long as he doesn't shit everywhere.
He just went. He's fine.
Get you a beer?
No, thanks. Maybe a Coke if you have one.
Yeah, sure, I'll check. Dwayne Earl heads to the fridge while Ben takes a seat on the couch. He notices a DVD case beside him and picks it up. The title is Vienna Sausage Eaters. He puts it back down with disgust.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Dwayne Earl comes back with a can of Coke. He hands it to Ben, who takes it, making sure he doesn't touch hands. Nah, I was just watching a little late night entertainment.
How nice.
Yeah. Clinks with the beer can. Up yours.
What?
Cheers.
Oh, cheers. So I'm just curious. How can you leave all your movies like that out in the open?
I just always have. I never thought about it.
So you just never met any... No. I've just never met anyone who leaves it out in the open like this. I mean, most people hide that.
There's nothing wrong with porn. It's a part of life.
Well, sex after marriage is a part of life.
Sex after marriage is the reason there's porn, buddy.
I loved what we came up with. I loved those characters, and they're great characters. And so what if the dynamic of television has changed? We still have these amazing characters. And I think sometimes you have to think, okay, well, we're here for a certain period of time. And do you want to write what you think other people want to see? Do you want to write what you think is going to sell? Do you want to write for other people? Or do you want to write for yourself? Do you want to write a story that you're so very connected with, a story that you're so impassioned about, and a story that you can't think about? You can't forget. You can't think about anything else when you're not writing it. And you're so excited to get together and to figure out where these guys are going to go, where this story is going to go. Mommy loves you. You're so precious to me. And one day you'll have to do something that seems so wrong because there's no other choice. And I hope you can understand. Mommy's not proud of what she's done, but I will do anything to keep you with me. You're my everything, Abby. I can't imagine you not being in my life. Maybe one day we'll find a good daddy for you, but until then, Mommy has to do what she has to do.
When we started 9 years ago, Alice and I created this story, and this story was our baby. And, now she's 9 years old, But over the last year and a half or so, people have, wanted to dress her up and make her look this way. We'll make her look that way. And the next thing you know, we've got this little beauty queen that's perfect to enter into pageants, but she's not recognizable to Alice and I anymore. And it's, we didn't, no offense, but we just didn't want to parent that thing. Jesus Christ, woman. Oh, see? You see that? You're in my space again. Jesus Christ, woman, what the fuck is your problem? You don't piss off the Johns, because when you do, you lose them. And when you lose them, I lose money, and that pisses me off. You got one more shot, babe, and that's it. Your Saturday night is at the same place, same time. I better hear good things about your performance, or else you can go fuck yourself for nothing. Get me? Click. Hush, little lady, don't say a word. So, Ben's apartment, buddy on the floor on his back, legs in the air, obviously very comfortable. Ben sits in his bed, guitar in hand, strumming and singing a new song as we pull away slowly. Goes through the credits.
Not bad. So, we are back to the original concept. There is some frustration on my part simply because, sometimes you work on something for quite some time and you don't see results. And I sometimes have to forget about that, and I just have to say, it's just about putting one foot in front of the other and moving forward. And there are weeks when you're going to see results, and there are weeks when there are no results. But it's a great story. We keep coming back to that, and it's our baby. And I don't want to write what I think other people want to hear. I want to work on something that makes me happy and makes me think about how am I going to get this character out of this situation.